But this whole drip tape to diesel project really, to me, encapsulates what the experiment station's mission is. And that's to identify problems that our agricultural community has, design research programs to address those problems, and then deliver the information to the growers in ways that they can easily implement in their operations.
All right, we're on a roll. Our last award of the evening is Ag Business of the Year. And this year's recipient is the Malheur Experiment Station. Well, it was an honor. The TVCC Foundation had the honor of sponsoring their table. And for those of you who didn't check out this table, Bill and Stuart, can you hold up those golden onions? Right? Onion capital of the world, onions are gold. So I wanted to get a picture of Bill and the whole gang. You know, okay, anyone watch Bravo Housewives? Yeah. I wanted them to show, hold the golden onion. We'll see if they can do that later. Well, congratulations. And tonight presenting this award is Bob Komoto.
Okay, so, a lot of the honorees, in fact, all of the honorees really cite support from their families, their staff, and I think the Malheur Experiment Station is no different. Let me give you a kind of a quick history of the station. In 1942, local growers asked Oregon State College then to establish an experiment station in Malheur County. They got a local tax initiative, they raised money, they bought land, and it was deeded to Oregon State in the mid-50s. And from 46 to the present, the station had superintendents who were Neil Hoffman, Dwayne Buxton, Charles Stanger, Clint Schock, and the current director is Stuart Lawrence. I know not all of us here are directly involved in agriculture, but the agricultural economy of Ontario and the surrounding communities are very much tied to how well agriculture succeeds. Think about what agriculture does. We have to buy pickups, we have to buy tractors, we have to buy tires. Our employees eat, they buy groceries, a whole host of things. So, the Malheur Experiment Station conducts research on all of our major crops: onions, potatoes, sugar beets, wheat, you name it. There's a multitude of crops. And they encounter and try to solve problems with weeds, pests, and diseases. In particular, the Malheur Experiment Station started a drip irrigation research, and specifically on onions. And it led, and their research has led to the wide adoption in the U.S. Sugar beet research has led to controlling diseases, weeds, and better varieties. Potato research led to improved varieties that reduced a situation called dark ends when potatoes are fried. About 1988, I think maybe that's not quite correct, but the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality tested the groundwater in Malheur County, and specifically in and around the Ontario area, and deemed that the nitrate level was too high. They said, you're going to have to stop agriculture. This was a major problem. Clint Schock, who was the superintendent at that time, said, look, if we stop right now, it's not going to improve the ground quality immediately. But if we can do some research, improve our practices, reduce nitrogen and the fertilizer, I think we can improve the groundwater. It went forward, and drip irrigation contributed to that, reduced fertilizer use helped that, and there was a bonus to all this, and I think it helped sell the whole idea. Growers had reduced costs and actually improved their yields. So, then along came another problem. In about 2013, the FDA said, as part of the Food Safety Modernization Act, guess what? Your water has too much E. coli in it. You're going to have to purify the water. That was a pretty big task. It would have stopped onion farming in the area. Malheur Experiment Station research proved that E. coli rarely found their way to the onions. It was filtered out by the soil, and that was whether it was drip or furrow. And E. coli that did end up on a few onions never survived. So they were able to prove to the FDA that we could move forward with onion growing. Malheur Experiment Station also succeeds because of its strong partnerships with growers associations in potatoes, sugar beets, and onions, and also associations with the Malheur Watershed Council, Hawaii Watershed Council, Malheur Soil and Water Conservation District, and the National Resource Conservation Service. If that's not enough to get you to appreciate Malheur Experiment Station, I want to let you know about their current director, Stuart Rice. Stuart got his PhD at Clemson in entomology, a postdoc at University of California, Riverside. He did research as an entomologist at the USDA Ag Research in Tallahassee, Florida. He started working with thrips in Florida, and that got him to know Lynn Jensen, who was doing thrip studies that were passed on onions. And his association with Lynn got him to find out about Malheur County. When Lynn passed away in 2012, Stuart came to Malheur County and joined the Extension Service. In 2018, when Clint Schock retired, Stuart moved to the Malheur Research Station. So it's my pleasure to introduce Stuart Wright as director of the Malheur and staff.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is definitely a pleasure to be here at this lovely dinner and have this terrific honors night to be part of. And a real shout out to Emmy, Brian, Frank, Joni, and Howard for their accomplishments and contributions to this community over the years. It's a true honor to be on the same podium as they are this evening. And I can admit that receiving this award for the station was not on my bingo card, but I am tremendously honored as the director of the Malheur Experiment Station to accept this award on their behalf. And part of this award comes from the contributions Bob discussed that the station has made over the years, and also for some of our recent work, looking at ways to convert drip irrigation tape to diesel. And this goes back to, again, sort of what the station is here for, and that is to find solutions for our local ag community to the problems that they face. And the whole concept is that a number of years ago, Clint Schock and others at the station, including Eric Fiber, Monty Saunders, and others, did studies to show the efficiency of using drip irrigation for producing onions. And it's a great way to conserve water, reduce fertilizer needs, and improve the quality of the crop overall. And then we have the problem of, we have thousands and thousands of feet, miles, who knows how much of this used drip tape that accumulates over time. And what do you do with it? And yes, you can pay to put it away in a landfill or some other area like that. But other people have had the idea of, well, can we turn it into a useful product for the growers so it's not just a cost? They actually get something back, and we don't have these huge piles accumulating everywhere. So we've been able to team up with some members of the chemical engineering department at OSU to look at a way of essentially melting that plastic and converting it into a diesel fuel that growers can put into their tractors and run their machinery. And it's one of those, sounds like a really win-win situation, and we're continuing to work on that. But this whole drip tape to diesel project really to me encapsulates what the experiment station's mission is. And that's to identify problems that our agricultural community has, design research programs to address those problems, and then deliver the information to the growers in ways that they can easily implement in their operations. And as Bob discussed, that this is an agricultural community, and as the agricultural community benefits, the growers have prosperous operations, all of the businesses in town benefit from that as well. So to me, I'm an entomologist at heart. I get to study insects. I think they're fascinating little creatures. But at the end of the day, we truly are, in my view, an economic development agency for this community. If we can help the growers be more prosperous, I think the entire community benefits. And that fundamentally is, again, what I think our mission is. And what drives the station are two things. One is this local community, as Bob mentioned. The community asked the university to establish the Malheur experiment station. And they not only said, please set up the station, they went and got the land and donated it to the university and said, we need this research done here. We're willing to put our skin in the game. And the university said, okay, we recognize the importance of that and created the station. And so it started back in 1942 when the station was initially created. It's continued over the years. The station's benefited tremendously from all types of community support. And in 2012, the community said, we're concerned about the future of not just the experiment station, but the extension office here in town, and we need to support it more. And to make up for shortfalls in university funding, you imposed a tax that then goes to help support the station and the extension office. And to me, that's just that honestly was a tremendous selling point in me coming here in the first place, was this community was really committed to trying to help improve itself. And so I've taken that to heart. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate the community's support for what we do. And the second thing that really drives the success of the station is a tremendously dedicated, passionate, very talented staff that I have. I'll pick them out, and they can stand up if they're not too embarrassed. But Kyle Whelan, my farm manager, So these are some of our current staff members. And again, as researchers, we can say, oh, we have all these brilliant ideas. These are the people that put these ideas into practice and get the job done. And they're just the current crew. We owe a debt of gratitude to all the past members of the station. And I look forward to turning over the reins at some point and having many new people continue on with this valuable work into the future. And with that, I'd like to thank you again. It's a tremendous honor, and we truly appreciate it.